What up, everybody? Welcome to Speakeasy Sports. I'm Shawn, Kiernan. We're just going to recap a little bit of what we saw today from the divisional round games. First off, we got the Kansas City Chiefs. They were going up against the Cleveland Browns. They took them down 22-17. Now, this was a really close game like I expected it to be, but also I thought it was going to be a little bit more high scoring from both sides. Obviously, Mahomes ended up going down in the second half due to concussion protocol, so he was taken out of the game. 35-year-old veteran quarterback Chad Henne had to come in, and to be honest with you, if you're Cleveland's defense, you gotta feel embarrassed. You let that guy have a 35-yard run on you at some point. So, that's just crazy to me. Chiefs pull off that one. Let me pull up some stats for you guys real quick. We'll go with Chad Henne. When he came into the game, he was 6 for 8 for 66 yards passing. Darrell Williams had a really good day in the running game. He went for 78 rushing yards on 13 attempts for them. As well, you had your usual with Travis Kelce, 110 receiving yards. Tyreek Hill, 110 receiving yards. Travis Kelce had 109 receiving yards as well. This was a really good, to be honest with you, it was a really intriguing matchup to me. It really was. These two quarterbacks in particular, Baker Mayfield and Mahomes, actually faced each other back in college. Now, you got to go back to the Big 12 conference. Baker Mayfield's out of Oklahoma, and Mahomes is out of Texas Tech, and there was a lot of entertaining matches between them throughout their collegiate careers. And we got to see that inside a playoff matchup this year. Nick Chubb, you look at Nick Chubb right now, him rushing, he had 69 rushing yards on the night. Kareem Hunt scored a TD in his revenge game. A lot of people were like whether or not he was going to get in the end zone. He did once. He had 32 rushing yards to be exact. Rashard Higgins was the big receiver for Cleveland. He had 88 receiving yards in the night. David Njoku also had 59 receiving yards. He was the second guy in this offense for Cleveland. Jarvis Landry also scored a TD as well. But to be honest with you, now the Chiefs will be facing the Buffalo Bills in the AFC Championship. This happened before. We go back to now, I would say about, I think it was the 94 season, I believe. And hey, how are you? And we're going back to some time. We're going back a while. I'm pretty sure it's the 94 season, the last time these two teams faced in the AFC Championship. The Bills actually won that game. Now, obviously, two different completely teams going with two different franchise quarterbacks, really exciting quarterbacks. I'm really hoping Mahomes plays for this championship game. To be honest with you, I really think that the Bills get the job done. I actually have the Bills winning this game. I do. I had them, I would say about a month ago, I had them in the Super Bowl. And I have them going up against Green Bay. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens here. Easy. That's too funny. But now, how I look at the upcoming matchup against these two teams, for Buffalo, the way they performed against Baltimore offensively last night, you can't go out there like that. You cannot go out like that against KC. Now, I understand, yes, okay, the wind or whatever you want to say might have a really big time factor because Allen had some overthrows, but to be honest with you, you can't just blame it all on the freaking wind. He overthrew some guys. He just freaking launched that ball over Stephon Diggs a couple of times. When you have clear opportunities, you got to capitalize it. I don't care what the weather conditions are. I don't care what the circumstances. You got to capitalize on that. I mean, going up against Mahomes in that game, you got to take care of the football as well for Buffalo. I mean, they need to establish a running game. It took them a long time just to run the ball. I mean, when they played Baltimore in the first half, majority of their plays was inside. I mean, it was just basically Allen passing the ball. He was just passing the ball for the majority of the first half. I mean, I got to say this, they haven't been running the ball as much. And if they don't run the ball, if they can't find themselves running the ball, there's just major problems. I'm sorry. They just need to start doing that. I mean, Singletary got to step it up a little more. He had a good night for them in the second half. They started. Brian Dable decided, you want something? We got to establish a running game. And that's what they ended up doing the second half more. But they have to do that consistently. I haven't seen that from them at all consistently. Unfortunately, they had Zach Moss get hurt, so their second running back was actually, I think, TJ Yeldon. So if they could get Moss back, hopefully they can establish that run game with Singletary and Moss. I know they have Devontae Freeman coming in as well, so maybe that's another option for them. But like I said, if you want to take down KC, you got to know that you have to beat them numerous of ways. That's too funny. Man. But now here, I want to talk about the second game that we've seen tonight. The Bucs take down the Saints 30-20. And which is what I've heard is that in all likelihood, that is it for Drew Brees. That was his last game. I don't know if you guys saw this on the sideline. Brees basically told Jameis Winston, he said, "This is your team now, man." That's what he was telling him on the sideline with like about a minute left in the game. So, I mean, it looks like this is going to be Jameis Winston's team. We'll see how exactly the front office feels about that. But obviously, Drew Brees was praising Winston on the sideline for that. So to be honest with you, now for Tom Brady, I need to talk about this too, because this is his 14th time in his career that he's going to the conference championship. You believe that's freaking crazy? 14 times. Now, 13 of them were, of course, with the Patriots. And obviously, this is his first go-around coming out of the NFC. And he's going to Green Bay. He's going to be playing Aaron Rodgers, the MVP, and that absolutely insane Green Bay Packers offense. I mean, you saw them score 30 points put up against the Saints. Now, they're going to have to do the same thing. If you want to take down Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay on the road, I think you're going to have to put up 30-plus points, because it seems like that's what this offense is doing on a consistent basis. They just continue to be putting up points on that board. Now, I know Allen Lazard has been a huge, huge get. I mean, he's been really good for them when healthy this year. I mean, that guy can absolutely ball. So that's something Tampa definitely has to watch out for. I'm iffy with Valdez-Scantling. Like, you know, he's an inconsistent receiver, to be honest with you, but he's just a guy that I feel like you can watch out for as well in this matchup. And it's just really, to be honest with you, I just find this matchup really, really interesting. That's too funny. But if anyone wants to join, just let me know, man. Just tap in if you want to join in. If you have any questions as well, whatever you want me to talk about, just let me know. So in other news too, we got to get to the Chargers have found their head coach, and that's Brendan Staley. That's the Rams defensive coordinator, so he doesn't have to move too far. So he's a new head coach. Now, it's really interesting to see, because a lot of people were expecting the Chargers to go with an offensive-minded head coach, obviously because someone to work with Justin Herbert moving forward. To be honest with you, I think this is actually a decent hire. We'll see how it plays out, but I don't think it's a bad idea to go defensive-minded guy here. I think that whoever he brings in, whoever this guy Staley brings in as his OC, I feel like it's going to be a really good fit for Herbert. It just really depends on you just got to wait on this new OC, whoever it is. But I think Herbert will work well with him. That's too funny. Oh man. But in other news, I know that what was I gonna say with the Brian Dable? I know that he interviewed with the Chargers as well. A lot of people were thinking that he was gonna get that job. To be honest with you, I think the Chargers were just getting really impatient and they just needed to make this move. They wanted a guy who was just gonna come in now, and I guess they just didn't want to play the waiting game anymore. And who knows what would have happened? You know what I mean? If Dable would definitely even take that job, because he's been linked to them for the past couple of days. I mean, he was supposed to get another interview with them soon, but obviously you can't actually hire the guy till the team's actually eliminated from the postseason. So you have to wait for that as well. But obviously he's gonna, in all likelihood, he's sticking in Buffalo. I mean, there's only two head coaching vacancies, I believe. I think it's Atlanta, and I think it's Philly. I think those are the two spots. Oh, this is a good one. I like. From Philly the podcast. Who do you think will be the Sean McVay of this coaching class? You want something? I am a big fan of Rob Saleh. I mean, I think, to be honest with you, I have to say the Jets won this in the coaching carousel. The energy that this guy brings, I mean, this is what you need in a head coach. And the market that he's going into, you have to remember, the market he's going into is New York now. And that's a high-pressure situation for a first-time head coach. And this guy definitely fits that. I mean, we'll see what happens here. I think he can recruit some guys, too, from the Niners. Watch out for that, too, because I know Richard Sherman's a free agent this offseason. I'm not saying that the Jets will sign him, but I could see some guys definitely signing with the Jets, even just as a free agent, not even just who play with the Niners, just in general across the league. I think that they'll recruit guys well in free agency. I think they'll do well. What's up, White Belt? Can't believe the Browns messed up today. I mean, dude, Chad Henne enters the game, a 35-year-old quarterback, and that defense allows him to run for 35 freaking yards. I mean, what else can I say about that? If you let him just freaking run on you like that, you don't deserve to win the game. You're done. My goodness. There's more Chad Henne stuff. Anything is possible, right? That's what the Chiefs fans are saying. Some corny shit like that. They let Chad Henne Dolphin die for the dagger at 30-14. Yeah. Oh my God. Anything's possible. Yes, sir. Oh, really easy? You're not that high on Salah? To be honest with you, I really thought he was going to Detroit just because he's a guy from the area, right? I think he grew up in Michigan. To be honest with you, I really believe that he was going to Detroit. I was like, man. But I guess Joe Douglas had other ideas. I thought as soon as Doug Peterson came available, I thought for sure that the Jets would actually give him an interview because the fact that he had the connections with Joe Douglas. And I was like, oh, no, the Jets are not going to do this, are they? Oh, he's from Dearborn? Oh, yeah, for sure. That's freaking crazy. I like Salah a lot. I think he's going to be a terrific head coach. And it's going to be interesting to see now how this guy feels about Sam Darnold. I mean, that's the number one question I have. Is he a fan of Darnold, or is he going to draft his own quarterback? That's something that it's going to be really intriguing to see, especially with the Jets. They have the second overall pick in the 2021 draft. So, I mean, they can either trade back and maybe pick up a receiver, or they stay at 2 and draft. Saleh gets his own franchise quarterback, start new offensively, or they stick at 2 and even get a receiver. It would be really interesting. There's a lot of possibilities the Jets can do. But if the Jets do trade down, in all likelihood, I think they go as down to 8, if anything. I don't think they go outside the top 10 unless they get crazy amount of picks. I mean, they shouldn't go too far down. Let's see here. The Eagles are going to get Josh McDaniels, Gase, and Patricia as coordinators. I mean, Patricia wouldn't be bad, obviously, as a defensive coordinator. Adam Gase. I don't know about Adam Gase still. That's the quote-unquote offensive guru that everybody was claiming before the Jets hired him. So, and we all know what the results of that was once that guy got hired. I mean, his press conference told it all. I don't know if you guys remember his press conference. I mean, that guy looked like he was on some sort of crap. I have no clue. Let's see. McDaniels head coach, Gase, Patty as DC. Yep. Let's see. Oh, here's Wipo. Wipo has something to say to Philly. You still mad about that? You're still mad about that? I know, Gio. Oh, my God. He's still mad about that game. That's too funny. It is what it is. I'm just really interested to see what direction Philly goes here for their new head coach. It'll be really interesting. And to be honest with you, like, if I'm like McDaniels, why? I know this guy's been through head coaching rumors like crazy. And I feel like, personally, that he should stay in New England. And here's why. Because when Belichick retires, I mean, I think he can take over. Like, I don't even think he needs to leave to get a head coaching job elsewhere. I think he has it coming up for him with the team he's on right now. I mean, if that's the case, if that ends up checking out, I mean, why would you change teams? You know your play call. You know everything with New England. You ran a terrific offense with Brady and everything. I mean, if McDaniels ends up being like the future head coach of New England, I mean, I'm assuming that he has an idea of who his quarterback would be already. So that's just something to think about. Oh, Doug talked to Seattle about an OC spot, or yeah, that's the thing though. I wonder. I don't even know who Houston is talking to. I mean, they interviewed Bieniemy at some point. I don't think they're interviewing him again. I could be wrong with that, but I haven't heard anything about that. I haven't heard too many candidates for them of late. I mean, their new GM, Nick Casario, who actually is from the New England Patriots organization, he's been really quiet, to be honest with you. He's been really quiet about this. So I'm really interested to see what's going on here. And I mean, that organization right now, man, a lot's going on because Deshaun Watson obviously wasn't, quote unquote, involved with the process of the GM hiring. I think that's what Watson's really mad at. I mean, that's what this whole thing is about. Him not even just making the decision. Obviously, he can't make the decision, but he was supposed to be involved with the process of it. And that's where we're going wrong here because obviously the owner lied to him about that. So I think just at this point, I don't know if it leads up to a trade. Who knows? I wouldn't be surprised if it does. But if you guys think I'm not Mahomes. I mean Watson. I see Mahomes coming up in the comments. I'll bring up next. But just think of real quick with Watson. I mean, where do you think he's gonna go if he gets dealt? Teams I think of right away, the Jets. I think of even the possibility of Miami. How do you guys feel about that? Could you imagine the Dolphins giving up on Tua and end up getting a major upgrade in Deshaun Watson? That's fun to think about. I also throw in the Niners as well. I feel like San Fran is a team that you can watch out for in those trade talks. But let me know if you guys have a team that you would like to see Watson on. Let's see. Do I think Mahomes suits up next week? I do. And to be honest with you, even if he doesn't feel like 100%, he could feel like, I don't know, maybe 40% like good. And I think that he still plays. He's going to do everything in his power to play in this game. And if I'm the Chiefs, you definitely pray that he's playing. I mean, I obviously Chad Henne's going to get a lot of action throughout practice just in case. Like now you know that, okay, Mahomes might not be 100%. He might not be 100%. So Chad Henne's going to get a lot of action in practice throughout the week for a just-in-case scenario if Mahomes isn't good to go. But I expect him to play. I expect him to come in. I would throw Chicago in there. They need a QB in the worst way and have decent. Oh yeah, what's up, John? Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, Chicago. That's what they're missing. And you want to talk about keeping Allen Robinson in town? That's a way to do it. That's how you keep an actual receiver like Allen Robinson, is by going out and trading one of the top quarterbacks in the league. That would be something. But I mean, I don't know what's going on in Chicago. I think their owner decided to bring back the GM and Matt Nagy, and the owner was just like, oh, we're happy with what the results were. We're happy what's going on with the team right now, the direction they're going in. Yeah, you're definitely happy about that. I mean, Trubisky just started playing decent at the end. I mean, like at the tail end of the season, he started playing good. And Nick Foles, I mean, he's not a regular season quarterback. I don't care what anybody says. This guy cannot start for you. And I hate to say, I don't like bad. I'm not bashing the guy, but this guy is just not a starting quarterback in the regular season. He's obviously a playoff quarterback. You've seen what he's done in the postseason. He won the Super Bowl for them against New England. But throughout a 16-game season, can he get the job done? And the answer is no. And I just don't believe him throughout a longevity of a season, him controlling the offense. So the Bears definitely got to get a new QB, whether they draft their own guy or they make a trade for a Watson or they trade for somebody else. But they definitely got to – I think they need to move on from Trubisky, to be honest with you. I mean, they didn't even pick up his fifth-year option, I don't think. So there's something that they have to talk about with contract negotiations with him and all sorts. All right, let's see. I would like to see him on the Texans. I hate to see the NFL become the NBA where players leave small market teams by throwing a fit. I see what you're saying, Easy. I do. I mean, it would be good. I know one of his offensive tackles on a social media post, I think it was Titus Howard, who said that in response to trade rumors, he was like, not happening. That's all he said about it. But to be honest with you, obviously his teammates love him, and they want him to be at the helm of that offense. And I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, that guy's a superstar freaking quarterback. I mean, why wouldn't you want him as your freaking quarterback moving forward? But yeah, you bring up a really interesting point here because there's been a lot of like Houston athletes like this. Actually, I want to bring this up too. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but recently there's been a lot of Houston athletes making the switch over to New York. I mean, Garrett Cole signed a massive deal with the New York Yankees. You have the James Harden trade. He went over to Brooklyn. You have the possibility of George Springer signing a deal with the New York Mets. And then you have the possibility, if Watson is definitely, let's just say he gets traded, you have the possibility of the Jets being involved in that. I mean, it feels like there's just a lot, like Houston athletes just love making the transition over to New York. I don't know if you guys noticed it too, but it's just something that's going on, I feel like. Let's see. Oh, here's a comment. Let's see. Thank you for tapping in, and thanks for the comment. Henny just proved that Mahomes is a system QB and that anyone would be good in that loaded Chiefs team. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like here, let me see what his passing yards were real quick. I want to see what he brought up here. I mean, oh wow, he went 6 for 8, and he threw for 66 yards. I mean, that's not bad. Wow. All right. Obviously, he was a little anxious on one of his deep balls. He launched freaking everybody. He just threw it to the freaking safety. I think it might have been Carl Joseph who intercepted that. I could be wrong on that, but he just launched it to the freaking end zone for a touchback. It was so funny. Yeah, hop in, definitely. Let's see. Am I missing another? I had to bring this one in just for a laugh. That's too funny. Let's see. Easy to hit Kelsey and Hill when they're always wide open. Yeah. I mean, you want to talk about freaking separation. I mean, it definitely benefits you as a QB, regardless of your, the amount of time you've been practicing with the team leading up to this game. And like you have guys like that who get open in freaking 2 seconds. I mean, you're just lucky. I mean, I would love to. I mean, I would love to be in that offense. Yeah, he's 35. He's 35 years old. Yep. It's so funny. Yeah, now Kansas City's like, okay, we got a backup quarterback for the next year or two. We're good. A lot of people were like, I had a lot of my friends texting me throughout the night. They're like, didn't Henny like retire like 8 years ago? They kept on, they're like, this guy was like a Jacksonville quarterback at one point too. And they're like, I swear, I thought this guy freaking retired 8 years ago. And I'm like, nah, he's still there. He's just there. He did play like, yeah, that's funny. 12 plays. Yeah, if anyone wants to come in, yeah, where wants to come in. Thoughts on Lamar choking? You want to know something? Here, as soon as he got that monkey off his back, when he got his first career playoff win on the road at Tennessee, a lot of people were going with him. I mean, I've heard so many people going with Baltimore to beat Buffalo on the road just because Lamar got the first playoff win. I mean, here's the thing, though. Buffalo's stingy defensive line got to him early. I mean, like Lamar, he wanted to run all day. I mean, like he wanted to run more than he was passing. He had no choice but to start passing because of the fact Buffalo's defense knew that he was going to run. Yes, he had them at some points. He was juking them out, sitting in that pocket, stepping up, making people miss. But Buffalo's defensive line, once again, they were just on top of that. They knew what was coming. And, I mean, they couldn't really get anything going. I mean, let me bring up the I want to see how many passing yards he's had in that game. He's had – okay, so he was 14 for 24, and he threw for 162 yards. And he rushed for 34 on 9 attempts. And to be honest with you, he wanted to run a lot more than that. I'll say that. And he took 3 sacks. He took 3 sacks in that game as well. Obviously, he was taken out in the second half due to a concussion. He was in the concussion protocol. And basically, Lamar Jackson the second freaking comes in here, and Tyler Huntley. And I think he was 9 for 13. Let me double check. He was actually, my bad. He was 6 for 13, threw for 60 yards. not bad for a rookie coming in there on the spot like that. I thought Trace McSorley would have been the next man up, but it ended up being Tyler Huntley. But he had 1 TD and 101 yards for the Bills, so. Yeah, because now I got to look at what Josh Allen's done for the Bills as well. And this guy, I mean, for a guy that was struggling, I mean, he was 23 for 37. He had 200 a little bit over 200 passing yards on the night. But once again, what kills me is establishing the run game. Because look at this. I'm going to tell you, there are 3 guys who were running the ball. You had Devin Singletary, 7 attempts, 25 yards. That's not going to get it done. TJ Yeldon, 2 attempts, only 4 yards. And then you have Allen. He was running the ball out. What was it? 7 times, and it says he only got 3 yards out of that. I mean, once again, I said it earlier. Buffalo needs to establish a running game against KC in order to beat them. They have to. I mean, how much longer can you go with this? Obviously, you saw what they did against Baltimore. I mean, obviously, Stephon Diggs had a terrific night. He's always going to be there. He's always going to put up good numbers in the game. He always will. But you need some other options. I mean, like I said earlier with Brian Daboll, I mean, the majority of his play calling in the first half against Baltimore was passing. I don't remember too many runs. I think there might have been only like 2 or 3 runs in the first half for them. That's just crazy to me. Oh, you're talking about. Oh, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the kid. What's his name? I can't think of his name. Is it his name's like Jaron something? Let me see. Oh, Taron Johnson. That's who it is. Yeah, the 101-yard pick six. That was awesome to watch. I mean, that was terrific. That kid, he's been playing good all year, Taron Johnson, for them. He's been really good. Let's see. I hate to say it, but everyone's figured out that Ravens offensive Lamar wants to be elite again. He needs to adapt and switch things up. Be more creative. Yes, he has to. I mean, he definitely had. And this is, now we're talking about the guy who just won the MVP last year. And now he definitely has to. You can tell where he needs improvements on for sure. But it doesn't help when, once again, it's not like he has an elite supporting cast. Like you see what Josh Allen has. Josh Allen has a much better supporting cast. It's not like Baltimore has crazy amount of options. I mean, you have a Mark Andrews, you have a Marquise Brown, and who else do you have as a receiver? I mean, Willie Snead's been playing good for you. I can't forget about him because he's been playing well this year. But just like, I'm just really wondering that if Baltimore, if they expect Lamar Jackson to improve and thrive in the offense, you got to get some more weapons. I mean, I don't know exactly what they're waiting for. Yeah, but you hit it right in the head, John. I mean, it's not that hard to figure out the Ravens offense up to this point. You see it over and over again. And I mean, it's only the amount of time for a defense to realize that. It's not going to take that long. Yep, they definitely. Yeah, for sure. I expected they do that with their first round pick. I'm assuming that's what they're going to do. I mean, this receiving I could see actually like a Rashad Bateman from Minnesota. I could see him as a fit for them. Any other comments? Just let me know if you want me to talk about anything else. But that's pretty much it, I think. But on that note, I'm actually gonna. Oh wait, I have someone who's trying to tap in. Hold on a second. I might have someone coming in. Let's see. I thought I was gonna end this. Let me see what I can do. If anyone wants to tap in too, man, join the conversation. Give me your thoughts on the games that you saw today. And who is your Super Bowl matchup? Yeah, pop in easy. I need to get some other people's thoughts here. What is your Super Bowl picks? Who is advancing?
What's going on, man?
Oh, what's up?
What's up with you?
Nothing much, man.
Had to get the baby down, man. That was a task, tall task.
I'm sure it was.
I'm gonna try to get a background up here for you too. John Nemo still has the Packers and the Chiefs before Super Bowl.
Yep, that's what he's going with. Yeah, he actually had that before the regular season even started. That was his pick. Packers.
No way, for real?
Yeah, he had Packers and Chiefs going into the season.
Pretty lit. Not gonna lie. Is that like a? I guess it's always hard to pick the Super Bowl because you never know what's going to happen throughout a season. But
yeah,
those are probably like one of the two favorites coming in this year, right? I mean,
yeah, for sure. I mean, I went with heading into the season. I had Kansas City and Seattle. That was my pick. And like I said, like about a month ago, I would say, before the playoffs started, obviously, I went over to Buffalo and Green Bay.
Which I mean, both of those guys are still in the hunt, so kudos to you. My bad. I'm setting up this thing where I can make this thing the background, and I just used the word "thing" twice. A photo to make the background on here is what I meant to say. Who else was trying to join?
My friend Will texted me. He was trying to join, but he told me that the link didn't even work. So I don't know what he's talking about.
Did you send him the right one?
Yeah, I did. Oh, he was just saying that. Oh, that's what it was. He was in his car and he said that he wasn't sure if there was going to be a good connection.
Oh, I got you. My bad. I was putting that on the background and boom. No, it's there.
Boom. There it is.
Messing around with a bunch
of
shit. Ooh,
so what do you think? What do you think about Mahomes? Is he going to play? What do you think what's going to happen with him now?
Man, he's all kinds of banged up, huh? I thought I saw him fall initially when he first tried getting up, but then I realized, and then I saw the report though that when he went back to the locker room, it was just because of concussion. Well, not just because of concussion, because that could hold you out another week too. But I'm fairly confident he'll play. I just it's one of those like feeling type things. You know what I'm saying? I just don't feel like he won't play. If that makes sense.
Yeah, to be honest with you, like what I said earlier is that I truly believe that he doesn't even have to feel 100%. I think that he's going to do everything in his power to make sure that he's on that field because, I mean, I don't know. I just don't know about Chad Henne starting the game. And obviously, like I said, he's going to get a lot of snaps throughout the practice week because just in case for this. But we don't know. We don't know about Chad Henne starting a game.
I know you had the numbers up. What were they? Like, what was it? What was he? 6 or 7? You said Chad Henne was today.
Yeah, I think he was about 6 for 7. Let me see for sure.
I'll go up too. I'll race you. You probably beat me though.
Yeah, he was 6 for 8. Close enough.
6 for 8.
Yeah.
Do you think so? If Chad Henne starts, because they do have like a really good offense. I mean, at least pieces to it. Do you think they still have a chance at winning, like without Mahomes?
Oh, I definitely think they do still. Just because here's the thing: what someone was actually saying is, the guy brought up a great point because the guys you have on offense, like Travis Kelce, a Tyreek Hill, the amount of time they can get open, how fast they can get open and create separation. It's like, I mean, any quarterback can do it. Any quarterback, any veteran backup could have like a dish pass or an easy 20-yard pass to freaking Hill down the field. You know? Like, I feel like even the Giants backup, Colt McCoy could fit in for that for the game. Have a nice
Hey.
you have Tyreek Hill get open for 2 seconds. Boom. There you go.
Colt McCoy got a dub with the Giants roster, didn't he? Did he get a couple of them?
Yeah, he got 2. He got 2. Both of them were on the road. He beat Cincinnati, and then he took down Seattle. That was an absolute stunner to everybody. I mean,
forgot about that. Yeah, he did beat Seattle. Yeah, I mean, you never know, man. That was a ferocious, a very ugly interception that Henny had earlier, though. Overthrew the shit out of whoever. I don't remember who it was at the time, but that interception he had was not the pretty one.
he launched it in the end zone to the, it was supposed to go to your teammate, but it goes to the freaking safety he intercepts it, and it's a touchback, and you're like, oh, all right.
Yeah, yeah. And then you had the. I was surprised to see him scrambling like he did, though. That was crazy. What originally looked like to seal the game. I was like, damn, he. How old is Chad Henne? How the hell?
35. 35 years old.
He's only 35?
He's 35.
That's insane. He could play another 5 years. How?
Wouldn't be surprised.
Dude, I'm going to look up when he came into the league. That's wild. Chad Henne draft. Let's see.
Says Mahomes is too important to this team. If there's any way possible he can play, he will. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, 2008 he came in, so it's only 12 years, or 20 or 13 years now. Why does it feel so much longer?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I thought this guy was gone for a little bit out of the league.
Yeah, that is crazy. I didn't even know that he was in the league. I'm going to look up to Miami.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he was with Jacksonville a lot too, right?
Yeah, he was with Jacksonville. For some reason, I thought he was with the Jets for a little bit too, but it's just Miami, Jacksonville, now Kansas City. Which I guess he played one game in 2018 for Kansas City, and I don't remember that.
Oh yeah. Speaking of touchbacks, my friend John has this to say. Remember Rashad Higgins? I think it was right for Cleveland.
Rough, man. That was rough. That's the most Lions thing I've seen happen to another team.
Oh my God! You saw Baker Mayfield's reaction. He's like, "Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me, man!" He's like, it absolutely changed the game. The whole entire freaking perspective just went back to KC after that one. I mean,
yeah, and that was, if I'm not mistaken, that was before the end of the half too, or the first half, and then KC took that, drove the field, took the ball down the field and hit another field goal. I was like, fuck. Not only did that happen, but they scored another 3 points on it before halftime.
Yeah. Yep.
And didn't they have an interception right in the second half there too? Or was it a fumble? I think it was an interception. Yeah, Tyrann Mathieu.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was interesting. Yep.
Yeah, Tyrann Mathieu got another interception. But I'll tell you what, though. Definitely impressed by the Browns' performance. I know that obviously Pat Mahomes went down, but to limit that Kansas City offense like what they did, at that point was kind of like just really surprising to me, especially considering, what Big Ben did to him last week.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, to like piggyback off that too, it's like what Big Ben did to that secondary, especially in the second half. It was like I was really worried about Cleveland's defense, like coming into this game just because of that. And I'm like, you can't beat that against Pat Mahomes. And like, to be honest with you, I'm actually impressed the way they played. Like, I thought it would have been a much higher scoring game. I didn't expect this to be like a 22-17 type game. I thought we were going to see more points on the board from both teams. I really did.
It is weird, man.
I should say I'm impressed by both defenses. I really am. Like, Kansas City's defense stepped up when they had to, and I haven't seen a performance like that out of them in like against a really, really good opponent in some time throughout the season.
You talking about Cleveland?
Kansas City's defense.
Oh, yeah, they were stuffing the run a little bit there at the times in the first half. The second half was a totally different ball game. You saw Nick Chubb started to get it going. Obviously, Kareem Hunt got the touchdown there in the second half too. Do you think Odell Beckham changes the outcome of that game at all, or no?
It's really tough to say. I want to say that he does a little bit. I want to say that he does, but
Yeah.
it's really hard. It's really hard to tell.
Johnny must have certainly
Because
What were you saying?
No, I don't know with Beckham, man. Like when he was on the field and healthy and everything, like I don't even know. It felt like there was just something going on with him. Like even outside of football, like things just didn't seem right with him. You know what I mean?
Did you see that rumor? I don't know if it was the beginning of the season or during the season about the whole poop thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Johnny says certainly, yeah. They held Mahomes in check in the red zone most of the night. Mahomes does not look as good in the red zone now as he has previously. I agree, man. Drew Brees washed up. I hate to say it, but yeah, I think they saw moments of that last year. What do you think about that statement?
I mean, he can't just obviously you see it in the big stage, especially at home when they play in the postseason. They can't come across a win. They really can't. Like when they have home field advantage, like for the majority of the postseason, this team just can't get the job done.
And this one's kind of like all on him too, man. Like 3 interceptions and like just
four turnovers. 4 turnovers to Tampa 0.
Bad, man. Bad. I mean, the fumble by Cook, I believe it was, that was really bad. That was really ugly.
Yep, 4 turnovers as a team. Yep.
Yeah, but then the the 3 interceptions by your leader, or your Drew Brees, and what was the same may have been his last playoff game. That was just, I hate to see it, man. And even more so, I hate to see Tom Brady win. I'm gonna go out there and say it. I've been letting you guys know. It just sucks, bro, because like his defense did it again, man. But I called it at the beginning of the game or before in our prediction. I said, the Bucs defense may be the difference maker in this one, and lo and behold, that's what it was.
And you see that freaking kid Devin White from LSU. What a freaking player he is! Man. I mean, he's the one who came up with an interception.
I think he had 2. I think he had the fumble recovery too.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I think you're right with that.
I'm about to look right now. Yeah. Devin White Bucks number 45. Yeah, he had the fumble recovery and he had the interception today.
Have yourself a day. I mean, I think that's his first postseason game, right? He didn't play against Washington, I don't think, right?
I have no clue. Let's see. I could let you know. Yeah, that was because his last game before that today was against the Lions. He had 11 tackles today too, combined tackles, with assists and whatnot too. I mean, good for him, man.
Yeah.
What year is this for him?
Is this his second year?
I think so. I'm gonna look right now. Hold on. Devin White stats.
Is this? Let me see.
Football reference. I had another question.
I think it's his second year.
Yeah, it's his second year. Second year. He had a hell of a first year too. It looks like, God damn, he had 2 touchdowns last year. This guy just gets to the football.
Yep.
He had 3 forced fumbles and 4 fumble recoveries last year. 121 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Guy's a freaking animal.
Wow, man. I hope the Lions find some shit like this. There are 2 easies. There's one easy, Philly. You just drunk. You see in double. No, I'm playing. Speaking of, I did sip a little something. I shouldn't have. I poured a little easy juice in here. But it's so damn cold in my basement, man. I had to try to warm up. So, should I ask you predictions now, or should I wait till we do the actual show for it, or do you want to get into it for the conference finals?
Whatever you want, man. To be honest with you, I mean, we could get into it for the next show with everybody else, whoever taps into. It's up to you.
I will do that. We definitely do that. Is there anyone that surprised you? I guess no. All the teams that were supposed to win kind of won, right? Other than the Saints, but I felt like everybody knew the Bucs were going to win that one, right? Because it's hard to beat teams twice a year, let alone 3 times a year.
I mean, except I feel like the only people that had the Saints were Who Dat Nation. I mean, I think that's who. I think those are the only people that had them.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry for the Who Dat Nation.
Oh my god, the amount of parties that they have in their locker room. Sean Payton freaking dancing and everything. They're all going crazy in the locker room. I'm like, I'm sorry, guys, but you're gonna lose in the playoffs. An early exit at home once again. I am sorry.
It sucks, man. And so Jameis Winston, they signed on a 1-year veterans minimum, if I'm not mistaken, right? He's just there for the year.
It was a 1-year deal, and I don't know if you caught this easy. I said it earlier, but Drew Brees said it with, I would say, about a minute left in the game, and he told Jameis that, man, this is your team now. That's what he told him. You could tell right now, like, he tapped him. He was like, man, this is your team. Let's go. So, I mean,
that's crazy, man. Drew Brees, honestly, in his career before like age kind of caught up there with him, one of the most accurate QBs of like of my lifetime, for real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's definitely gonna be missed, man. It's but he has a freaking job sitting for him in the broadcast booth. We all know that he's gonna be involved in that game soon as well. So
yeah,
he has a job there soon.
Yeah, Monday Night Football, I think, right?
That's something like that. I forgot exactly with who or which network he's going on, but he's going on some big time network. He's the next Tony Romo in broadcasting.
Tony Romo's amazing at that job.
Yeah,
I can't deny it, man. His predictions and like the pregame or pre-snap.
Did I lose you, Easy?
You still there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
my connection right now. I don't know what happened to my internet.
Yeah, it like froze for me too. Well, shit, man. I know you're getting ready to wrap this one up before I hopped on. I just wanted to come join you for a little bit. We can wrap this up if you want. I mean, you're headed on an hour. That was kind of quick.
I didn't even know that. That's so funny.
Should we just do these 8 minutes or should we wrap it up?
Whatever you want. It's up to you.
Whatever you, man. We're on the SK podcast today, man. This one was all you. Ty, hopped on.
I mean, I'll save it for there. It is. I'll save it for next week. Everyone, stay tuned. I'll leave you on that note. Stay tuned.
Bet. Well, hey, man. You know what? I'm gonna back out of here. I'm gonna let you close it out.
Okay. Well, that's gonna do it tonight. Thank you for all your comments. Easy as well. Thank you for letting me use the platform, and it was fun for my first actual live. So, looking for next week. Let's get it.